Greetings from what was once the arid and dry portion of the country known as southern Idaho or southwestern Idaho. Today it feels like a balmy coastal town. It's wet, it's slightly rainy, kind of warm and comfy. It actually feels really nice out there, but I do not recognize it as my hometown anymore. Again, not complaining, we're very grateful for the rain, but it's just so weird how wet it's been. We're going to dive right in with our altered book today. Last time we began covering some of the pages, and then I also showed you how I had painted some of the pages. Well, this week I want to play around with some more creative elements. Word of warning, I've not made any of these elements in any kind of a journal before, so we're going to cross our fingers. This one's not crossing. Cross our fingers, hope for tremendous success, and then we'll get started. Well, hi everyone. Welcome to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Marcy, and I offer up videos that provide inspiration and encouragement for the junk journal and paper crafting communities. If you're crafting along, now's the time to go gather your supplies. But if you are watching while relaxing, as I often do, go ahead and get your snack, your drink, find a comfy seat, and we will begin right after this. So I did a lot of work in here since our last video together. I went through and I finished inking the pages throughout the entire book, which was no small feat. That took quite a bit of time. And then I covered many of the pages with some more of our handsome papers. I'm calling them handsome instead of pretty. However, today I saved a few special ones for us to work on together. So let me just flip through. Of course, you saw this last week, and this one, and this one. And I'm just going to state again that I am so glad that I glued multiple pages together because they are definitely sturdier than they would have been. They're not so thick that they feel too weird, but they are definitely more industrial. Pages of steel. Anyway, they're heavier. I think they'll hold up better than they would have otherwise. So I did this one while I was off camera. And some of these I decided to just glue as one single piece here, just if it looked kind of weak or like it might come apart in the middle, I did that. I did this one here, kind of played around with some collage, and then we can go back and add focal points. That'll be a whole separate video where I embellish the pages because I just want to get it, I wanted to just get them covered. So there's this was the pocket page. This one I added music. I need to add some washi tape, but I don't have any even masculine looking washi tape, so I ordered some online, and we'll do that later. But I wanted to put some down the crease here because this doesn't come far enough over to cover the text, and then it kind of fights with the music of the page, so I'll add that later. I did this one, and I still have my little notes in here. I want to add a flippy flappy thing. That's what I call it. Flippy flappy there. That would be a side flippy flappy as opposed to a top raising flippy flappy. And then I covered this page here, this page, and then this is not the center of the book, but I now have 3 spreads that are going to look like this. So there's basically one in the middle and then one on the front half and one on the back half, but I just felt like it made the pages flow better. Today we're going to work on making what I call a tag page. And did I make my template in advance? No, I did not. Just now thought of it. I may or may not do collage on screen, but I think I want a collage here. I'm going to have a lot of scraps, so why not? Got this page done. Here's our center, and of course, remember I had glued it. Bad mistake, bad idea. And then this one right here, that's all paper clipped together, we're gonna do something interesting with today too. Another pocket page. I was waiting to finish covering some of these until I got these other elements done that I wanna do, so I kind of just went through and decorated where I knew for sure what I wanted to do. Here's that last double page pocket. What did I call it last time? The angled pocket, double angled pocket. Here's another one of these. This one, it did split through, so I just let the split continue. It still looks fine. I like the look of this. It looks like one cohesive piece. And then I punched out the decorative corners. Here's another one, a little bit deeper pocket. Here's one of the flippy flappies that's going to flip uppy and not sidey-ways. Sidewaysy. I left this page in because it looked like a guy. It's car, men, there you go. And I actually, this one, I knew I wanted to decorate it to match the colors of this car. So did that. This one, I have a little note. I want to decorate around the edge with some of those postage stamps that I bought. Remember, I got that big binder full of postage stamps, so I want to use those in this book. And that's the painty page, I think, that we did last week. And uh-oh, see, he's coming out. I have to go reinforce him with glue and some washi tape because it is splitting here. So that's, I have to be very careful back here. And then that's the last page. So this is what we don't want. No, very sad. That would make me cry. Big crocodile tears. Although if this one page came out, it wouldn't be a complete and utter disaster, but I'm afraid that if it came out, this would come out too. So we'll just be careful with our baby. All right. The first thing that we want to do is go find that tag page right here. Boink. So I know I wanted a lined page over here. And then this is going to be, it will look like a double tag kind of thing, but it'll be attached in the book. I need to grab some plain paper or something that I'm going to cover this with. And I don't know, I think I want that to be coffee dyed paper, which I thought I had some, right? I do. Or conversely, you can use painter's paper too. The masking paper that the painters use. Sorry, I got a bunch of stuff here I need to move out of the way. I rather like the idea of using the painter's paper though. I have all kinds of options. I have this. It's got a doily. Got these. These are actually good because they're they're almost the right size, aren't they? These are the scraps when you place an order and I print off the label. Very often I have half a page that's empty, and so I use that. I also have this accounting paper. Can you see what I'm even looking at? Accounting paper. Okay. I also need to get my template, so hang on just a second. Okay, there we go. I got my template made. So we can use this for a template to draw the tags onto the pages, but we need to cover them first. In order to make my template, I just took one of the book pages, I folded it in half, and then like this, and then I just kind of kept holding it up to the full book page to see how wide do I really want these tags, because they were pretty wide. So I trimmed some off of each edge and then folded it in half to get my pretty angle. Then I laid them on the cardstock because I had two, and I did this and just traced around it. And then as you can see, the template is actually a little bit shorter. You can't see because I won't stop moving it. It's shorter than the actual book page because I wanted to have lots of room down here, although you're supposed to cut it down to almost the crease, so they may end up taller. But right now, these tags are about 3 1/4 inch wide individually and 4 3/4 tall. Also, I want to say very quickly that hopefully we don't get shrieking children. Between the lawn guys and the shrieking children, it's hard to leave my window open, but it gets hot in here. So really hoping that I can, film without too many distractions in the background for you. I don't tend to notice them, but then when you listen to it back on video, it really comes through. All right, so back to where we were. Here's my template. Here's the tag page I want to do. Let's see. So I cannot remember the name of the channel right off the top of my head. It was Teresa somebody or other. She did this on her channel, and I really liked it. It was a much older video, you know, since I'm going to have a lined page over here for journaling, it's going to be kind of a plain color, so I'd like color over here. Let's do the green painter's paper on this. Maybe the ledger paper. Trying to see what I have here. Oh yeah, that'll look nice. If you turn it and you see the green and some lines. Okay, sorry, I have to kind of think through it. That's why I only did certain pages and not all the pages, because some of them I have to see what I've done before I can visualize the next step, if that makes sense. Okay, so we are going to cover this with the green painter's masking paper. You know, I did write down these dimensions, but I continue to measure against each page. So I guess there's no wrong or right. But what I will do is tear both of these at the same time. So that, actually, you know what, I'm not sure. Do I want torn edges? Not really sure that I do, but we'll see. Not really sure that it matters, truthfully. Actually, yeah, I need to cover, so she covered her page with coffee dyed paper. Then she laid the template on and cut it apart. So if I follow that method, I should be in good shape, right? I think I need a little bit more off. I'm gonna trim all the edges straight, is what I'm gonna do. Be right back. There we go. So like I said, I haven't actually done this technique myself, but it seemed pretty straightforward. So that's what we're gonna do. Yeah, so that will cover that. Okay. Now we get to glue it. I'm trying to find my page that I can glue on. There we go. Yeah, these little extra sheets when I'm printing off my orders, if I only have one order at a time, you know, and I have to get it out, it leaves me half a page of extra paper. So I just save them and then I dye them. So I have quite a stack going. Uh-oh. We may come to regret this very shortly. There we go. The glue stick hopefully will keep it from warping and gives me the opportunity to adjust. Okay, but I can already tell this corner needs more glue. Okay, where's my bone folder? There we go. So the lady's name was, I believe, Teresa LaFrenz, maybe? Anyway, it's a video that's about 9 years old. My book keeps trying to shut, and I keep dropping things because I'm trying so hard to be organized that it's going everywhere. Ah, geez Louise, I swear, I was much more effective when I was sitting at my desk at work than I am at my craft table on camera. Didn't make nearly as big of a mess of things. Of course, I wasn't working with glue and scissors either. Working with computers and phones, and I always brought my favorite pen to work and labeled it so nobody could steal it. They still tried. I like nice pens. Just makes your whole day feel better when you're at work. Okay. I'm gonna scoot this to me so I don't get my head in the shot. There we go. Sorry, I'm very quiet. I have to think. Okay, cap on glue. There we go. Nothing worse than a dried out glue stick, you know? Okay. So now what we do is we lay this on top. We want the edge of the tag to come all the way to the edge of the page. I want to put something under there. Just for a little firmness so I can draw. There we go. Make sure it looks straight. Do you guys think it looks straight? Tell me now. There's no going back after the first cut. It looks fairly centered. And then we trace. Thing is, maybe I should have made it go all the way to the edge. Trying to think how she did it. Did hers go, I felt like hers didn't go all the way to the edge, but maybe it did. Huh. Well, I'll do the one in the middle. And then I will, here's my ending point down there. And then I'll use this piece when I cut it out to make the tabs on the sides so that they're at the same angle. So she had a template that she made, but hers had a pretty topper on it because of course it was for girl journals, more feminine. I don't have anything that really translates to a masculine tag other than your basic tag shape, so that's what I stuck with. I couldn't really come up with anything that wasn't going to be hard to draw. So here we go. We're gonna first cut. The first cut is always such a commitment, isn't it? Let's see, so if you go like this, then I want you, let's see, we usually reverse it. Oh boy, see, I can't even do that. Okay, hold on. When it's a whole triangle, it's confusing me. You go there. So in theory, we switch it over to this side and flip. There we go, there we go. I'm just gonna draw a line. And then I'll cut it here in a second because it's awkward to cut. And then this one was here, and in theory, we flip and reverse. There we go. So they are gonna end up being kind of wide anyway because it has to go to the edge of the page. Hers just had a more decorative top, but you know, for first time experiment, I can't get too carried away. All right. And mine, of course, is not gonna look nearly as amazing as hers did, but when it's all finished, it's just gonna look, but I like the effect of having two tags that in essence just flip independently of each other in the book. And then she said, remember to go back and erase your pencil marks. I don't think they show it. Okay, that wasn't the worst thing. Then, oh, I was going to put my little circles. Okay, so we learned something here. Because, I mean, when you're watching the video, it all makes sense. Then you go and do the practical, right? And it's like, what just happened? So, I learn best by doing. I like to have it explained, then I like to try it, and then I like somebody to come tell me what I did wrong or right. There you go. So I would probably then, so just make your template the width of the page and the depth. And then she had her scalloped top, and you'll see that when you go watch her video. But in essence, this is what we have. So I don't know if her paper had a border around it. I'm not really digging how that looks, but when the page is, when it's all together like this, right, it looks nice with the border around, but when you just look at the individual tag, it looks kind of weird. And then I need to ink those then, don't I? Okay, let's do that. I primarily inked the book in Vintage Photo, but some of the papers I did in Walnut Stain because they're darker. And it just shows up better. Oh, and then I found the handiest thing. So I was having trouble getting color in the crease, And so I went and found this. This was at the Dollar Tree. The Sassy and Chic contour brush. I wanted one of the tiny ones because I didn't have any that are that tiny that haven't been used yet. But you like how it comes with the color already on it? As if a crafter has already used it. Isn't that weird? So then you can use it to get down into the creases better. Yeah, that's better. Because this just doesn't get down in there very well. Okay. I feel, see, it looks like it's off center because the paper doesn't go all the way to the end on both sides. Well, all right, well, okay, on the next one we will. Fine then. Maybe I should make a new template really fast with a different book page. A new book page. You know what, we could potentially, when we embellish, we could do something like maybe add some washi down each side that will balance that out. Okay, tragedy averted. Yeah, we'll do that. Because visually, it's kind of driving me a little batty right now, just looking at it in the first 5 minutes after I did it. So, no problemo. So she used tea dyed paper on her page in her book. And, yeah. I really felt like she had a border, though. I really do. I really feel like it. Now, obviously, I need to go watch that video about 6 more times. It's only 9 minutes long or something, 9 or 10 minutes, so it's not a super long one. She has a British accent, or Australian accent, and then her husband's doing the filming. And can I just say, kudos to all you hubbies out there who help your wives film, because you are rock stars. It's really hard to keep the camera straight, you know, and not talk and not breathe too heavily on camera. It's a lot of responsibility. Okay, there's that. So let's see, what do I want to use? I need another book page. I ain't got one. I put them all away, is why. Here. Oh, I don't want to. I could still use this. My plan was to splatter it with water. Okay. Okay, all right. So what I would do, then I can just use it to back a tag, right? I'm gonna trace around this. So that gives us the depth that we want, and there's my cut. Alrighty, Roo. I'm gonna trim it with my trimmer so it's a little straighter. There, now we have straight across the top. I mean, if I'm concerned about that notch, I can just line it up here. I'm concerned about how that does not line up with that though. There, that's better. And then I'll just have to recenter the holes. Well, template, it was real and it was fun, but ignore all these dimensions now, other than the height. I took about 3/4 of an inch off the height of the book page so that it doesn't stick out as far. There we go, maybe. So let's go to the next one then, that's back here. Where are you, little friend? There you are. Well, I guess I can just cut these apart and use them for regular tags. Oh, I did not put circles in the middle, which is super helpful when you're trying to figure out where to punch for the hanging strings, you know. Or if you didn't want to do that, you know, let's do something different on this one. Let's not punch those and use or a tab that we just affix. Okay, ha ha ha. We're just really getting carried away here. Now, so We want to use our accounting paper. Tag page. And then correspondingly, we'll have a lined page opposite on each one. So we'll do that. We'll do that in a minute. And, oh, so do I have enough of this to do the same thing on both sides? I do not. Oh, well, fiddlesticks. Do I have a bigger one? Hold on. Hold on. Is this one big enough to... No, but we'll have two kinds of accounting paper. How about that? How about that? Let's do that. We'll just have two kinds of accounting, coffee dyed accounting paper on there. So do we want it to look accounting-y? You know what? Actually, now that I think about it, you guys are gonna be irritated. Sorry. I'm just thinking through it out loud. If I cut this up and then, you know, the problem, how it didn't look centered when I cut the tag back there, I'm gonna have the same issue. It's gonna look weird when I cut it in half. So, no. Nope. Negatory. Wow, that's certainly something to consider. Okay, well I have two kinds of coffee dyed. In fact, I have two that are a lot easier to cut. Okay, and this one had lace. He's going back. Whew, boy, that was ridiculous how much thought was involved. Do you guys have a preference on which side? Maybe she just had an eensy-weensy border. I bet she did. Gotta have some kind of border, otherwise you don't know if you lined up or not. I'm just going with eensy-weensy border this time. Okay, template, please. Yeah, this will be a little easier to... I dropped my thing. This will be a little easier to draw the shape on, she was saying before she interrupted herself. Yeah. Okay, so let's do this and this. I have a die cut that I bought that's supposed to just do like the edge of a page or whatever, but you would have to run it through the machine before you put a journal page together, so it doesn't really lend itself to something like this that's an altered book. I have to bring this to me. Hang on a second. I mean, in terms of concept, this is not a very hard thing to do, you know? It's actually very simple. But just working through the practicalities of it, the ins and outs of how to make that work. I don't think that's so bad, though. Now, this lady, she does a lot of the same exact size of books, so she could make the template and it would work. I think if you do a lot of different size of books, like if, you know, this could be the Reader's Digest template, and then if you made other kinds of books, you'd have to make your template to fit your book page, basically. But I like the idea. I just like that it added something a little bit different. I still can't figure that out. Still can't quite get it. Okay. Yeah, there we go. Okay. It's like it looks really tricky, but it's not super tricky. Let's hope we're a little less awkward on the next thing I want to do. Where I will also be winging it for you. Maybe we could use the accounting paper on that one. That would be cool. Okay, now I gotta erase all my little pencil marks. Gently, gently. Gotta get rid of all my notes. I do actually have my little cute trash basket that my friend Kimberly made me over here to the right, but I just get so used to tossing everything to my big trash can on my left that the other one could definitely take all these little scraps though. Okay, did I get all the pencil? If not, I'll catch it later. Okay, so now if we want to put tabbies on there instead of holes, first let's ink. Okay, we're gonna line it up here on our page. And fold it down. Nice. Nice, nice. Okay, yeah. See, and then that hides the fact that there's a lot of border there, which can be filled in with more ink. I really want to get to decorating the book. That's going to be the fun part, right? I also feel like it doesn't have a lot of music in it yet. Not enough anyway. I don't feel like it has enough of the praise element, praise and worship and that kind of thing. But it probably will when we start adding tags and embellishing. So okay, that's reasonably centered. Can you guys see? I think you can. Yeah. There. Aww. Okay, there we go. So now we did something different on each one. Let me stick the pin in here before tragedy reinserts itself in our daily routine. Okay. So I guess I'll go back and do the lined pages later because you don't want to watch me glue a lined page on a piece of paper, do you? Okay, so here I'm seeing a potential problem. That is that when it got glued, see, this didn't quite stick. So I'll have to go back in there and catch these little pieces. So here we go. We got coffee dyed splatters, coffee dyed very muted. I wonder if I could like put some script or I don't know. It's supposed to be writing space, so if I do too much to it, it won't be writing space anymore. And then we have these two with the painter's paper. Okay, so where are we with time? It says I have 7 minutes. We may go over. We might have to save the center till next time, but I did want to do this thing. Because the center is going to be, I could do the center spread and the two on either side and yada yada. Okay, so this particular technique was also on Lori Marie Jenkins. Also will be linked below because I don't remember what it was called. I was just trying to figure out an interesting way to make a pocket. So I decided I've got 2 pages glued together here, 2 pages glued together here. All she really did, you could cut this like we just did with the tags. She ripped it. So, I don't know. You know what? Oh, here's what we can do. The best of both worlds. We'll use our deckle edge scissors. Yay! If I can find the link, I'll put them down below if you're looking for some. I think they sell them individually. I'll put that down below. I better make myself notes. So what I'm going to do is cut along the line here. I decided how deep I wanted my pocket. I drew a line. And then I lined it up so it would be the same on both of these pages. Otherwise it would look weird. And essentially, okay. She just tore hers. I don't know if I'm that courageous, that adventurous. I'm going to glue that down, and then this needs to come out. I'm going to use scissors so it's neat, or maybe I'm not because I can't get in there. I'll tear it. There we go. I don't know, I might have to trim that up a bit. Yeah, because that doesn't quite get to the crease, does it? That's all she did. Now, I mean, I suppose I could do it right in the middle and then make top loading pocket on one side, and or make them both side loading pockets. I just wanted one like this. So here, let me ink it, and then you'll see where the edge is. Well, we're just having all kinds of fun here. Altered book videos definitely take longer. Everything's so involved. Okay, I'm not worried about getting that on the page back there because, you know what, we're gonna cover it anyway, so I don't need to be so dainty. And where's my new makeup brush? Look at. Okay, not really digging this right there, but I guess once I glue this down, see my note, glue to this page. Thank you, self. It was very helpful. Shouldn't have glued that down because we wanted to decorate it. Hello. Okay, I'm just going to quickly pull that apart. It's easier when you have the wet glue. It will let me do that. Okay, let's figure out what we want to line the back here with. So I could use this. Do I have enough to do both? I do on the back. I have all these pieces like this. Again, like I said, I wanted to use that piece, but I have some of these squares that could also be cut down. Who did I have? I mean, look at those. I'm not saying I will use them, but it's kind of handy to know to take a look at those first. There's this, and I haven't used this since the beginning of the book, so turn this around here. I wouldn't want that for the background then. I have some more of this green in my other tub, so I could definitely, we're just trying to get an idea here of what we want to do. That's not the right shade of green. But I could do stripes, or put the stripes in the background. You know what this reminds me of? It's like doing wallpaper. This is what this reminds me of. Picking out my wallpaper and doing wallpaper. Okay, let me grab some options, and then we have to check and see how far away we are in the book from where we already used those things. Okay, you're out. You're not right. But if I did these guys up here, then I could use this here. That looks kind of nice. I feel like I just used this one not that long ago, but I could be wrong. Well, it's towards the front and the back of each book, each cover. I really like this paper. This is not part of that paper pad, but it matches very nicely everything I've used it in. This really, it does. It reminds me of the textured walls and the wallpaper in the 90s when we were all doing hunter green and burgundy in our houses. I feel like I'm picking it out for my dining room. Oh, golly. Okay, none of those are really floating my boat. Well, hey, this will be a perfect place to put some music. Let's put music in the background. And wallpaper. Striped wallpaper in front. I like this song a lot. I wonder if I could do the whole song, or most of it, and feature it on both halves. I'm not sure. Okay, I'm doing this one mainly because I can hear it in my head. Okay, I'm gonna mark it like down here and right about there, and then, okay, don't stick together yet, Paige. Don't stick. Do not stick. I gotta put something in there to keep it from getting together, the pages from sticking. Okay, now I gotta use my brain for a sec. Excuse me while I think. And I'm getting hungry. Oh my. It's a never-ending list. All right, so I'm going to come in just inside of that line, just a skosh, to make sure that I have room in the crease. Follow our advice of measure twice, cut once. Yeah, what I want to do here, I'm folding this because I want half of this on one side and half on the other side. So to get the exact measurements for both, I'm folding it so I don't lose my mark, essentially. That's really it. That's the only reason. And then we're going to tear it down there. And then I'm going to tear it in half. I have to tear it with my ruler because this is going to be the top part of the other side of the page. Okay, come on. Okay, okay, okay. We're on a roll. So this will go here, and I really want to eat. And that will go there, and then when we have this like this with our wallpaper, yeah, we have some continuity. Page 1 to page 2. Okay, okay, okay. So, what kind of TV shows you guys been watching lately? Has anyone seen the new Downton Abbey movie yet? Yeah, I have not seen the new Downton Abbey movie. If you don't know, I am a Downton Abbey fan. And I feel like this is important for our relationship. You should know this about me. Yeah, Downton Abbey movie. Anyone seen it? Any thoughts? I still have to go see it. I really would like to see it in the next couple of weeks before I leave, but we'll see what happens there. And what else? I just recently watched The Lincoln Lawyer on Netflix. That was interesting. Interesting premise for a show. It's based on a book by, I think they said, Michael Connelly. So it was really good. It was just a nice show, really good show, but it kept moving. I don't know if it would ever have another season though, because I don't think it's a series of books. I don't know, maybe it is. Okay, the reason I brought these deckle edge scissors over here was so I could do stuff like that instead of having to re-rip things, you know. Then I could just trim them up a little bit with the scissors and keep going. I think this might have been one of those pages where I used walnut stain, not vintage photo, but that's good enough. Now, which way is up? Over here. Okay, what I'm gonna do, because I know I need at least 1/4 of an inch off. Yeah, line it up like that. And then how much off the bottom? This much. That looks good. Now, let's test it. Test it against the book. Okay. Yeah. Trim off that edge just a little bit. I feel like there's a lot of back and forth with the book doing this. But then I was watching some other videos, you know, as I've been watching them to get prepped for this one, I realized there is a lot of back and forth moving the book because you have to measure the stuff and keep moving the book out of your way and then bring it back to glue it on. And it's okay. All right, let's get all my little scrappies out of here. Okay, so we want to glue. I think, okay, before I talk, I'm going to show you. So this has a little burgundy on each edge. This has a gold side and a burgundy side, and I think I would like it if the burgundies matched up a bit. Will that mess up how it looks on my page? Why, no, it will not. There's a white edge there, though. Okay. So that's going on the right-hand side. This is going on the left, and then I'll show you here in just a second, after I have it glued down, how it looks. Then I'm just going to keep going in the next video. We'll decorate the center spread. And so we got the tags done, and we got this one done. Okay. A little bit longer than I was planning, but I got all befuddled with the tags. Anyway, I'll just keep going. It'll be fine. Like I said, I don't know how long it will take until I get bored with it, I guess. Some of these, when you watch the series, they do have like 7 to 10 videos in each one because altered books take time. Not gonna say that's gonna dissuade me from doing another one. It's just something different, you know, a different way to do things, different look. Yeah, it is definitely not quite as fast, I don't think, as some of the other ones. Especially the inking of the pages was not fast. And just putting a background on every single page. So one of the ways around that would be to just have fewer pages, right? Fewer pages in your book overall that you had to decorate. So that would be something you could do that would work around that. Now let's see, I want them to be kind of the same distance from the top, or maybe from the bottom. So like hemlines, choir hemlines. Everybody's hemline should be the same. That confused our gal that was making the dresses for my bridesmaids, because in choir everyone's all different heights, right? I'm gonna go this way, so they're all staggered on the rows, but everyone's different heights. So it's visually, you wanted the hemlines to all be the same length or height up distance up from the floor, whereas normally if it's just you individually, you wear your dress and you want your hemline to be right below your knee, which is different from everybody because of the length of their legs. Well, when we got married, there was a very nice lady that was a friend of my mother-in-law's from church, and she was a retired seamstress, and so we hired her to make a lot of the bridesmaids' dresses, and then the final fittings and alterings would be when they came for the wedding. But it was so hard for her to wrap her mind around the fact that we wanted everyone's hemline to be the same distance up from the floor. She finally got it though, and she was 83 at the time. I mean, she wasn't young either. She was retired. She knew her stuff. Boy, she could whip those out. I was like, man, these look awesome. Because we bought the fabric and the patterns, and everyone sent us their measurements, and she went to town, and we paid her per dress. So I really feel like that was a good decision. In fact, that was something I'd kind of forgotten about until just now. But then at the wedding, she came up to me and she goes, boy, I really didn't think it was going to work. But now that I saw everybody, how uniform it looks and how nice it is to have everyone's hemlines the same length, you know, same distance up from the floor, I agree with you now. It's like, thank you. So all that to say, I want my girls' hemlines to be up the same from the floor. Or these guys, their trouser hems. Okay, that's gonna look cool. I think that was a good decision you guys helped me make there. So next time we'll come back, we'll start with the center, and then we'll go from there. Because I don't remember if there's anything else beyond that. I want to decorate out these ways. Yeah, I'm in first grade. I want to decorate out from the center out this direction. Yeah, so what did we get done today? We went and did, where is it now? Where are you? When I put the little ties on here, that will help. We did our tags here, tag page here. So we have alternating flippy flappies. Not the same flippy flappies that I want to put in elsewhere. These are different flippy flappies. Alternating tags, let's just say. And then we did it back here, but with different paper. And then I'll go back and glue in here. And then we made the pocket here with a torn edge, a little bit different how it looks. And then we decorated it. Yeah. Okay guys, that is it for this video. We'll come back and finish with the quote of the day. Because it's inspired by Poppy and has the theme of praise and worship, what I think of when I hear praise and worship and scripture is Psalm 100. So that's what we're reading today for our inspirational thought. Psalm 100 says, "Make a joyful noise to the Lord, all the earth. Serve the Lord with gladness. Come into his presence with singing. Know that the Lord, he is God. It is he who has made us, and we are his. We are his people and the sheep of his pasture. Enter his gates with thanksgiving and his courts with praise. Give thanks to him. Bless his name. For the Lord is good. His steadfast love endures forever, and his faithfulness to all generations." So that was Psalm 100 from the, I believe, ESV version. And with that, dear friends, we're going to close. So until next time, I want you to be inspired and do something creative today. Perhaps you're starting your own altered book. And I will catch you in the next video. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.